You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa. Now, when people show up at Robert Moses Beach tomorrow, they should be allowed to go swimming again. Newsday TV's Steve Langman reports on the shark scare that forced people out of the water today.
An idyllic summer morning at Robert Moses State Park when suddenly a 6-foot sand tiger shark washed up on the beach.
That happened at about 8 o'clock, and it was in the surf, and we removed it about 10 o'clock.
State officials confirmed that large schools of bait fish were spotted off the beaches around here.
A short time later at Field 4, our lifeguards spotted a shark that was in the water.
Swimmers were ordered out of the water at Fields 4 and 5.
We prohibited swimming at those two beaches, Fields 4 and 5, for about 3 hours.
A crowd gathered to watch the sand tiger shark get taken away.
The water temperatures are warmer. We really see the sharks when the bait and bunker fish, schools of them, are closer to shore.
A sand tiger shark is considered placid and slow-moving and has never been involved in any recorded human fatalities. But even a dead shark may prompt beachgoers to wonder what lurks out there. Steve Langford for Newsday TV.
And prosecutors are looking to get a cheek swab from Rex Heuermann so they can get more DNA testing. The swab will be compared to the DNA that came off a pizza crust that was obtained by police. Now, the DNA from the pizza matched a hair sample on the burlap used to transport one of the Gilgo Beach victims. If it's a match, the assistant Suffolk DA says it could strengthen their case in court. Now, to read more of the latest developments in the Gilgo investigation, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. And Nassau police destroyed dozens of ATVs, dirt bikes, and mopeds that they took off the streets. It's painful to watch. County DPW equipment was used to crush the vehicles today. Police say the ATVs and bikes have become a nuisance in some communities.
Do not ride these vehicles on public roads. There are places where you can ride these vehicles safely and legally.
They also destroyed more than 40 illegal joker poker gambling machines that had been confiscated. And starting Sunday, you're going to have to pay more for MTA tolls. Now, for those with an Easy Pass, it will cost 6% more to use MTA bridges and tunnels. It's 10% for drivers without an Easy Pass. The hikes were approved along with LIRR and subway fare increases, which go into effect later this month. And some Long Islanders are struggling to cope with the cost of living in Nassau and Suffolk counties. And today, we're looking at possible solutions. Macy Eglin brings us the final chapter in our exclusive series, Feeling the Squeeze.
Many families across Long Island are struggling, and some of them have told us they feel forced to leave. So what's being done to keep Long Islanders on Long Island? Craig Schneider has been working on this series with us. Your article looks at a lot of different issues that Long Island families are facing, but it seems home prices and rent are up there among the biggest concerns.
Yes, clearly there's a need for more affordable housing on Long Island, but there's been a lot of resistance. I think there's been an attitudinal change where people are coming to realize that we need these things. You need housing for service workers, you need housing for senior citizens, and for young people who grew up here and want to make a stake here.
And for Long Islanders who do own a home, our property taxes are among the highest in the nation. Is there any tax relief in that area that we could look at?
You have to remember that 60% of the property tax on Long Island goes to schools. There's some talk of consolidation of the 124 different school districts on Long Island, and while there's a sense that that could save some money, it also could cost people local control.
So the experts you spoke to in doing this article, what did they say could happen if nothing changes across Long Island?
Well, there are two schools of thought that I came across. One was that Long Island will largely lose its middle class, and with that, employers won't have enough workers, they'll leave, it could be bad. But then I spoke to somebody else, another expert, who was saying, well, it'll just become an enclave for the wealthy. But costs will go up because of that service cost. If you pay $15 an hour for a babysitter now, expect it to be $35.
Expenses could go even higher, so it sounds like some changes need to be made. Thank you, Craig.
Thank you.
Now, for more of our Feeling the Squeeze stories, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. 250 lifeguards hit the beach to see who's the best. The annual all-women's lifeguard tournament was held at Lido Beach. 15 teams competed in 10 events.
And having the all-women event is really good for camaraderie and women empowerment, and have a lot of Long Island teams is always fun.
A distance run, ocean kayak challenge, and a surfboard rescue are just some of the events in the competition. And a winning Mega Millions ticket was sold right here on the island. A ticket worth more than $1 million, or exactly $1 million rather, was sold at this 7-Eleven in Melville. The winner has not yet claimed their prize. The winning numbers were 8, 24, 30, 45, 61, and the mega ball was 12. Check your tickets. All right, let's take a look at your Long Island weather. You can see tonight we have mostly clear skies with temps in the 60s. And tomorrow it's going to be a gorgeous day with temps in the mid-70s. Taking a closer look at tomorrow, look at that, partly cloudy skies, but still dry. And the temps in the upper 70s, if not mid-70s all day.
Long Island weather is brought to you by King O'Rourke Automotive Group.
Mosquitoes with West Nile virus have been found in both Nassau and Suffolk counties this summer, but doctors say the risk of getting the virus is low. Sherry Einhorn has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
Long Island is known for its outdoor activities, like bustling downtowns, beautiful beaches, and busy boardwalks. But if you want to enjoy the outdoors, you also have to deal with things that live in the outdoors, like mosquitoes, which can carry West Nile virus. The virus first appeared here in New York in 1999. It develops in birds and is then transmitted to mosquitoes that bite people.
This is Culex pipiens.
This species breeds in standing water, in and around homes, but doesn't fly far. Suffolk's Department of Health Services tests mosquitoes from 45 sites across the county on a weekly basis.
We put them out at night, we pick them up the following morning, we bring them back to the lab, we go through the mosquitoes, we actually identify them all to species, and then we package them up and we send them to the state arbovirus lab for testing.
While the virus is here on the island, the risk of transmission to humans is low, according to infectious disease expert Dr. Andrew Handel.
There's about a dozen or so people who get infected every year, and the vast majority of people who are infected will have no symptoms or very mild symptoms of it.
Mild symptoms could include fever, headache, rash, and muscle fatigue. Doctors say the elderly and people who are immunocompromised, have kidney and liver disease, are more at risk. The advice? Cover up when you can and use insect repellent as extra protection.
There's so many other things to be concerned about that that's kind of the lower end of things for me to be concerned about.
I'm Shari Einhorn for Newsday TV.
Now, to read more about the West Nile virus on Long Island, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. A Long Islander is adding a Latin twist to a baseball classic. Jamie Stewart has this story you'll see only in Newsday.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd.
It's the unofficial anthem of Major League Baseball. For more than a century, fans have sang But recently, local sports agent Burton Rocks got an idea. The Long Island native and Stony Brook University grad grew up loving music. So with the help of one of his clients, Chicago White Sox bench coach Charlie Montoyo, Burton changed the game.
Take me out to the ball game.
I said to him, I'd love to do a band with you one day. It was years ago, and finally, the off season, we said we're going to do this.
Burton laid down his parts, then asked Montoyo to add some flair.
I wasn't sure how it was going to come out and what was going to happen, so I said, okay, I'll do it. It came out awesome.
Burton also wanted to add some more musicians, so he picked his favorite, his mother, Marlene, a former school teacher. What'd you think of how it turned out?
I'm better than I expected. I really was floored.
You might say the family chemistry for this project was undeniable, but chemistry, the Rocks, and baseball are a match made in heaven. You see, Burton's father is a world-renowned chemist, and 5 years ago, he became the first scientist to ever appear on the back of an official Topps baseball card after he studied the effects of heat on a baseball. How do you compare your study with your son's and wife's song? What's going to have more impact?
Oh, the song. Everybody sings "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
For Newsday TV, I'm Jamie Stewart.
What an awesome bit of history. Now, to read more exclusive local sports stories on Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Watch Newsday TV on the big screen. Use the remote to activate Siri, Alexa, Roku, or the Google Assistant on your streaming device. Say, install Newsday. Newsday TV, covering Long Island like no one else can.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Buffa. Thank you so much for joining us. We leave you now with a look at your 7-day forecast.